Okay, here's a question. What legal document freed the slaves? More than likely, you're probably going to think of the Emancipation Proclamation. However, there's a problem. The Emancipation Proclamation was completed in 1863, January 1st. That was still during the Civil War. The Civil War didn't end until several years later. So it could not have been the Emancipation Proclamation to end the slavery that existed in America, because it was still a heated battle in this country between the states. And there's another problem. If you think that the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves, you are failing to see a tremendous problem. You see, in reality, that's a trick question, because in reality, slavery never ended in the United States of America. And you might say, that's the dumbest thing. You actually don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, you big dummy.
Look up the 13th Amendment. You see, that was ratified in 1865. And that is the legal document in the Constitution that ended slavery. But wait a minute, I just said that slavery never ended. So how could the 13th Amendment end slavery, but slavery never ended? Well, you see, the 13th Amendment has a clause in it. You can look this up. It's in our Constitution still. Slavery ended with the exception of those who have been convicted of a felony, of certain crimes in this country. And as you look at the 13th Amendment, the actual document that was supposed to have ended slavery, that did not include those who are convicted of crimes. That means that they're not protected by certain rights that American citizens have. And in reality, when you stop and think about it, a disproportionate number of people who are working in prisons, a disproportionate number of them are African Americans. African Americans are bombarded with messaging of jail culture. So we have this prison pipeline. And if people get a certain satisfaction of thinking of slave labor and they look at it solely based on those from Africa, they fail to think about Native Americans were used in forced labor. The Chinese built much of the transcontinental railroad and they were forced into harsh conditions. Those from the Philippines, those who were from Europe in certain European countries, how they suffered through indentured servitude as well. So the idea of exploiting various people for profit is nothing new. It was primarily those from Africa, but there were others. Similar to how in our prisons today, there are various groups that exist within those walls who are exploited, who are working in those conditions similar to those who were enslaved, and it's for profit. And if you want to know more about that, maybe look up the event known as Bacon's Rebellion, where you had those who were considered impoverished or low class, who were not just those from Africa, but various groups who collectively tried to have a rebellion that was led by this guy named Bacon, who took advantage of them because he wanted certain privileges of rights of land. Again, it's Bacon's Rebellion. So the idea of collectively exploiting people, regardless of their group, is nothing new. And companies are wreaking huge profits off of slave labor in prisons. So again, what legal document freed the slaves? And has slavery actually ended in America?